All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High and their true Paleo Hebrew names. So, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha, Rakak Kodashim Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters pushing and keeping his truth and faith and sincerity into the end, man. All right. So as you can see, the title of this lesson is whether they hear or forbear, do the work. Right. And with that, I'm gonna hop right into the scriptures, man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 9, and it says, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps." Right. And I wanted to bring this out because what inspired this lesson is last night. I went out, just to get something to drink to have with dinner, and so and I figured that's all it was gonna be, me leaving out of the house, getting the juice or whatever, and coming right back home. But in the midst of doing that, man, the Lord put it on my spirit. Like I'm talking about, man, as soon as I seen this dude, like I parked, as soon as I got out of the car, I seen this dude standing outside the building, a homeless Jake, looked about the same age as me. Um, Man, I'm talking about as soon as I parked the car, like before I even stepped foot out the car, the Lord put it on my spirit to tell this brother the truth, you know? And because it was like late and, he kind of, he was homeless and he looked bugged out a little bit, maybe like he was on something, I was like a little hesitant, it's because it was just, hey, I was just trying to get out of the house and, get something to drink, man. Like, you feel me? But, man, whether they hear or forbear, do the work, man. When the Lord speak to you, when he tell you to do something, man, move when he tell you to move, because it's a purpose behind it, man. You know, and that's why I want to start with the scripture is a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps, man. Because within my own heart, I just wanted to go out and get something to drink. You feel me? But the Lord was directing my steps to somebody who needed to hear this truth, man. That just so happened to be standing outside the very store I was going into, you know, and man. And matter of fact, I'm gonna go get the next scripture before I continue on the point. All right, Con. So I get my drink, I get in the car, and I'm finna pull off. I'm about to leave the parking lot, but it's just steady pulling on me. Like, nah, bro, I cannot leave until I tell this man the truth. Like I felt like the Lord would have like judged me for real, maybe put me in a car accident, or I don't know. I just felt like the Lord would have judged me for real if I didn't tell that brother, man, that he was an Israelite, and tell him the Lord's true names, and prophesy to him, and warn him of the things that's about to befall this place, America, man. You know, and man, and I had to. It's not even so much I had to remember, but for lack of a better word, man, I had to remember, bro. Like, we have a job, we have a purpose. Like, man, when the Lord lead us places, man, that's just a opportunity to tell somebody this truth, man. An opportunity to spread this gospel, you know. And that's what made me want to get this precept right here. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me." All right. Because, hey, the Lord has set up that hopeful elect, you know, the men doing his work. He has set us up as watchmen, man. We like well, Yahweh Shah is, ultimate shepherd, but we like shepherds as well, man, watching over the flock, and that flock being the house of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord has set us in this position, man. We have a duty. He has given us a task, you know. But it says he has made us a watchman unto the house of Israel, man. We are the watchmen, of our people, man. Set up to warn them, of the dangers and the prophecies, and the returning of the Lord, man, and all of these things that's about to befall this place, man. That's our job. That's our duty. All right, it says, "Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me," man. Right. So we got to give our people, man, we got to give our people this warning, man. Warning them that the Lord Yahweh Shah, a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, is about to return to this place and destroy this place. We got to warn our people of these famines and plagues and martial law, Esau coming down with a great wrath, and ultimately that MOTB, man. That they're gonna tempt everyone to get, man. If you don't have that somewhere in your body, you're not gonna be able to live in this place, man. You know. And the ultimate prophecy is this place America, aka Babylon, being destroyed by 200 million nuclear missiles, right? If our people don't hear it from us, the watchmen, those that set up to do this work, who they gonna hear from? All right, they ain't gonna get it on the news. They not gonna get it from these pastors in these churches. They're not gonna get it from any of these religions or beliefs. They only can get this from the men of the Lord, because we are the ambassadors for the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, his messengers, man. All right, and it says, verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand, man. All right, man. So just like how the Lord put it on my spirit, man, to tell that brother, this truth, man. To tell him this gospel, to prophesy to him, to tell him he was an Israelite, man. Somebody special on the earth, man. Telling them the Lord's true names, and just generally giving him this truth, man. If man, hey, if I wouldn't have done that, and that brother, and I don't know, maybe the truth was for him, I don't know. But everything I told him, he was receptive to, man. And he was grateful that I came back and told him what I told him, man. So Lord willing, that's a brother who gonna get on the righteous path, man. But if just how the Lord put it on my spirit to warn that brother, man, to teach that brother, man, if I wouldn't have done that, and he died in his iniquity, he died in his sin, man, that would have been blood, that the Lord caused me to pay for, man. His blood would have been on my hands. But verse 19 it says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul, man. Because, hey, man, we walking down, that right path, that straight and narrow, man. All right, that path to righteousness, that path to salvation, putting our best foot forward to walk that path that Yahweh shall walk. 2/3 of our people, man, whether they know it or not, they walk in that left path. Everything contrary to the path we walk in. But when they encounter a man of the Lord, somebody set up to teach and, to prophesy and to and warn the people, man, they get presented with a split path in that moment. They hear this truth and it's like, all right, so you're either going to keep walking the way you was walking, or you're going to, walk this way, the right way, man, down that straight and narrow, And at that point, man, their blood is off of our hands, man. We have delivered our soul because we did the work and the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So again, man, when the Lord speak, when the Lord speak to you, man, when you put something on your spirit, move, do it, And when I went back and I went back and I introduced myself and I started telling the brother the truth, man, he was completely receptive. I was kind of hesitant because he looked bugged out, looked like he was on something, what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. But as I approached him and started talking, man, he was completely still, completely receptive and had nothing but open ears to this truth, man. And he even, when I told him the Lord's name, he even repeated the Lord's son's name, man. He said Yahweh Shai out of his own mouth, So calm, man, like, hey, man, when the Lord speak, move, because that could have been something that brother needed to hear, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could have been something, the Lord could have, that could be somebody the Lord is preserving, man. And if I want to done my job and my duty, bro would have walked away and left that parking lot without knowing the truth, Con. I'm hop to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2 and verse 3. So like chapter 2, and starting at verse 3, and it says, And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. All right, so you know that the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, are a rebellious people, man, a rebellious nation. You know, man, they rebel against the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They rebel against His word. They rebel against His men. You know, but even so, man, when the Lord put it on your spirit to relay this truth to somebody, whether you think they're gonna love you or hate you for it, man, do it because it's for a purpose. You know, you marking that person for salvation, or you marking that person for destruction, man. You know, or the Lord could be using you to plant a seed in them. You know, like you never know, man. So when the Lord put it on your spirit to do something, to say something, do it. That's your whole purpose, man. Doing the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Hawashah. You know, being a good soldier, following orders. You know, those spiritual orders, man. You know, and having that spiritual discernment, man, to know when the Lord is speaking to you, man, telling you to do something. You know, and like I said, I knew it as soon as I parked the car. Before I stepped foot out the car, bro, the Lord put it on my spirit to talk to this brother, man. And it was so strong, I literally couldn't leave that parking lot without telling him the truth, man. You know, like I wouldn't have been able to just come back home and chill comfortably, or you feel me? I feel like I might not even have made it home. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning, I feel like the Lord would have for real judged me if I did not tell that brother the truth, man. You know? So basically, man, hey, when the Lord speak, move. Just simple as that, you know? So this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2 and verse 4. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord. All right, so the Lord, man, He knows our people are impudent and stiff-hearted, man. You know, He know our people is rebellious and don't want to listen. But this is who He sent us unto. You know, this is a part of that walk. You know, this is a part of bearing your cross, man, dealing with different spirits and different people, man. You know, it is what it is. And it says in verse 5, the point is in verse 5, it says, And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them, man. You know? Hey, so and that's one of the things I told the brother, you know, I first and foremost, man, I told him he was an Israelite, man. You know, God's chose a part of God's chosen people. I told him he was special. I gave him the Lord's names, you know, and told him he had a true jewel, man, true riches, man, having the Lord's names. And then I prophesied to him and told him the things that's about to befall this place. You know, the dollar collapsing, this economy collapsing. And when I said that, to my surprise, bro, like started laughing and smiling. He's like, yeah, bro, I see it. That can happen any day now. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, dang. All right. So gave him a little more. And I ended off with the MOTB and the 200 million nuclear missiles, man. You know, so whether that brother, and before I left, I reiterated the Lord's true names again. I told him at least like 3-4 times. Um, but I say that to say, whether that brother hears or forbears, man, when these prophecies begin to play out, when these things begin to come to pass, as they already are, but you know, on a grander scale, you know, Lord willing, He gonna remember that encounter, man, and remember that He heard it, you know, from a man doing the will of the Lord, man. You know, the will of our Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. You know, and like I said, the Lord could have just used me to plant a seed. So maybe when He see these prophecies play out and take off, He'll remember those names, man, and begin to call on those names and pray on those names. You know, you never know. But either way, whatever the Lord has in store, you know, because how could we know the thoughts of the Lord? You know, just we are servants, man. You just whenever the Lord speaks to you or put something on your spirit to do or tell you to do something, man, do it. You know, because it is all for the glory and the honor of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. You know, we work to please the Lord, man. You know, and come on, let me get my last precept to end it off. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 48, and verse 10, and it says, "Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood." And the main point I want to get is and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Because like I said earlier in the lesson, man, I was I was like I was about to like leave the parking lot and head back to the house, but like I told you, I could not leave the parking lot, man, without telling that brother the truth, you know. And the scripture was coming to my mind, and during that moment is cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Because hey, bro, we got a job, we got a duty. Like, man, all hell finna break loose in this place, man. Prophecies, things kicking off more and more each day. We in these last days. Ain't no time to be holding back your sword, man. It's like, hey, bro, it's like you see somebody drowning and you got the power to cast them a life raft, but you hold on to that, and you allow that person to drown, you know. Like, nah, man, we got a duty, we got a purpose on this earth, and the whole purpose is to do the will of the Lord. And part of doing the will of the Lord, man, is teaching His word, man, preaching, prophesying, teaching our people, man, whether they hear or forbear. You know, you tell them because the Lord told you to tell them. Whatever they do with it after that, that's already set in stone. You just do your duty, you do your job to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man. And just remember, cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood, because this is spiritual warfare, man. What you look like being a man engaged in warfare and not swinging your sword, not lifting your shield, and so on and so forth, it's spiritually speaking. So, Khan, man, uh, Khan, man, with the main point of this lesson, man, is when the Lord speak, move, because you never know what the Lord got, you know, you never know what Salakia, you never know what the Lord intends, man, and that's not for us to know, man. That's for us to we soldiers, man. Soldiers follow orders. The Lord gave you an order, through the Spirit. You do it. It's that simple, man. Because you never know, man. You could save a soul, man. Just by simply telling somebody the Lord's name, telling them they're Israelite, telling them they ain't no nigga, man. They ain't no, what I'm saying? They more than somebody homeless on the street, That you could save somebody's soul, you could save somebody's life just by telling them this word, man, telling them this truth, Kind. I pray and hope this lesson was edifying and or encouraging. And with that, I'm gonna say Shalom. Salakia, I'm gonna give all praises to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Call Halayim Le Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Bahashim Ha Rakah Kodash Shema Math. All right, and Shalom to you brothers and sisters pushing this truth and pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity into the end. Shalom.